Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Friday afternoon the 5th of January and I've been tagged by two lovely people on YouTube, that's Katy Jayne and Tess, to do the reflections on 2017 tag. I won't say I found this tag easy. Some of the questions I really wasn't too sure about, but Joe's home in time to help me with it and I'm just going to give it my best shot. So let's give it a go, Joe.
Number 1. How much weight did you lose in 2017?
We've just checked my book and in the year I lost 1 stone 1 pound. I went from 9 stone 12 to 8 stone 11, which is where I am now. So yeah, 15 pounds.
Okay, number 2. What are some of your non-scale victories from 2017?
I think my first non-scale victory that really matters to me is that I've been a whole year prescription medicine free, and that is a really big thing. And I did write down another one, Joe, but you're going to have to prompt me because my mind's not with it today.
Normal person.
Oh yeah, being treated. This has really come to a fore just lately, but I feel like today, when I'm out in the world, I get treated like a normal person. Now, I used to think that I got treated sometimes quite rudely because of my size. I mean, 22 stone, I was always noticed. And people often seem to be impatient or intolerant or just plain rude. Now, mostly I put that down to my size, but occasionally I used to kind of doubt myself and think, are they speaking to me that way because I'm blind, or are they speaking to me that way because I'm fat? And I have to say, I think it was because I was fat. And I'm only talking about me when I use the fat word, and I was. For a 5'2" person at 22 stone, I was very large. And people were often very rude. Bus drivers, taxi drivers, shop assistants, cafe people, and the general public. And yeah, so I feel today that I get treated like a normal person, and I would say I'm grateful for that, but it makes life a lot easier. Thanks, Jay.
Number 3. 2 favourite Slimming World meals from 2017.
I'm going to go for something really simple. I have a favourite breakfast, which consists of 250 mils or grams of quark, that's a tub of quark, 120 mils of Yeo Valley full fat natural yogurt, that's 120 ml pot, that's 2 sins, 15 grams of coconut flour mixed into it and a teaspoon of sesame, cinnamon even, and 20 grams of fresh coconut. And that meal starts my day in the best way because I actually really enjoy it, and it is the most filling thing I could eat. Now, I'm not even sure what time it is now.
It's 2:15.
2:15. I had my breakfast about 9 o'clock this morning because we went walking before breakfast. Walking in the rain, I might add. And I haven't eaten again since. I'm going to have my lunch when I've recorded this, but I never feel hungry if I have this breakfast. It is so filling. And if I've had a main meal at lunchtime, which if I'm going to have a cooked meal, it is generally at lunchtime, then at tea time I like what I call a picky meal. So a picky meal for me would be 3 Finn crackers, which is F-I-N-N, they're rye crackers, and they're about that round. I would top 2 with 40 grams of avocado each, so that's 80 grams of avocado in total, which is 8 sins, and a sprinkling of, get that, sprinkling of pink salt, pink Himalayan salt. I would top the 3rd one with feta cheese for an A choice. With that, I would choose to have 2 packs of Sainsbury's or Tesco sushi, which is either 12 or 14 pieces, depending which one you have. And that would be 5 sins and a piece of fruit. And some people might say, oh, whoa, that's an A, a B, 5, 8, 13 sins and some fruit. But I would rather spend 13 of my daily sins like that and have I just love that combination. And there's no way when any of my friends or family see me eating that plate full of food that they think I'm possibly on a weight loss plan or a diet. They're just like, how can you eat all that and still say you're losing weight or you're maintaining your weight? It's because it's on plan. And I would rather do that and use all those sins and healthy extras in one meal than spread them throughout the day, because I don't snack, so I have them to use. So, excuse me, they are my 2 favourite on-plan meals. Next one.
Okay, number 4, favourite 2 sweet treats.
I'm going to say my favourite 2 as of today, because what's gone through 2017 is gone. I'm talking about how I live today. I don't eat much in the way of chocolate. I have it occasionally if I want it. I don't need it anymore. But my 2 favourite sweet treats, honestly, today are a whole baby watermelon, which Joe's just prepped me one in the kitchen, and it makes a big bowl of huge chunks of sweet watermelon. They're currently £2 in Sainsbury's and really nice. So that's my number 1 favourite sweet treat, and it lasts me about 20 minutes, half an hour if I'm reading a book and eating that. And I would have that at a meal time. I wouldn't have it as a snack. So with a meal or some, whatever, not a snack. And my second favourite sweet treat, and I've talked about this a bit lately, my goat's milk is quite sweet, although it's skimmed milk. So there's something I really enjoy as a sweet treat is a big mug of milky coffee. I find that so satisfying, and it's not food. So if I want something mid-afternoon, I can quite happily make myself a big mug of the kind of coffee, the Clipper coffee that I drink, with 133 mils of skimmed goat's milk in it. And it has to be St Helen's goat's milk. I don't like the Delamere one. It doesn't taste the same. So it has to be St Helen's, which you get in Sainsbury's. Anywhere else you can buy that?
Tesco. You can't get the skimmed one in Tesco. I'm not sure about the big Tesco's, but not the ones we go to.
Okay, so we get ours in Sainsbury's. And that to me is paradise in a mug. And it is the most satisfying thing and I love it. So for me it's a sweet treat today. Yeah, that one's answered.
Name only 2 vloggers you found inspiring in 2017.
Like everybody else, I'm struggling with the only 2. I know why Helen said only 2, and it's to give us all a fair chance to name different vloggers. I am going to name 2, but I'm also going to add an addendum, is it? An extra bit. 2 people who have really, really inspired me through 2017, or 2 channels. Firstly, Rebecca Shaw, because it's helped me to watch a vegetarian work this plan, and I now incorporate some vegetarian and some vegan meals into my plan. It's helped me to watch somebody who thinks about why she does things and tries to work out in her head or on a piece of paper or whatever, why she's behaving certain ways, because that's how I've approached a lot of this plan. And it really helps you when you see that other people struggle with the same sorts of things that you do, but they find a way through it and they come out of the other end. And Rebecca just hit her new target yesterday, and she's a working mum with a partner. She's got 2 young children and a busy lifestyle, but she's living this plan and she takes it seriously. And people who watch me regularly will know I take this plan really seriously. It's not a game to me, it's a life or a lifestyle. So I would say Rebecca has really helped and inspired me. A channel I came across relatively recently on recommendation was Budget Slimmers. I like their attitude to doing this diet on a budget. A, because they never whine about it. They use it as a sort of life experience. It's a time they're at in their lives and it's the way they need to do it, but they don't complain about having to do it on a budget. They're inventive, they've got good sense of humour, and they're getting on with life and they're losing weight. And I've just watched their results for today. I'm not going to say what they are because you can go watch them yourselves. But looking at their channel, and they've been doing this for 19 weeks, Laura's had no gains. Kath has had a £0.5 gain, I think she said, and a couple of maintains. But that's living this plan, that's not hopping on and off it. And for me, that's inspirational because it is a life plan and it is something I believe I need to do every day. So yeah, Rebecca's short and budget slimmers. But as I said, I need to add something. Debbie Fawcett, she's a guru. I follow that girl religiously. If I want somebody to give me a boost, if I'm not feeling good, if I'm finding I'm not motivated today or whatever, I watch Debbie. Her story just moves me so much. I also get a lot from watching Tess, and I'm not just saying that because Tess tagged me on this vlog. I get an awful lot from watching Tess. Again, a working mom, 2 lads, a husband, a job. She works long hours, she works in the evenings, but yet she's following the plan, she's living this lifestyle, and she's always hopeful. I love her glass half full rather than glass half empty attitude. So those people really motivate and have motivated and inspired me in 2017. And finally, I would have to mention a channel that I watch every week, and that's The Minimalists. Nothing at all to do with Slimming World, but it really relates to my life and where I want to go and who I want to be. So I know I went a bit over, but yeah, that's me. Next, Joe.
Number 6, most recent subscription.
The latest subscription, I don't subscribe to dozens and dozens and dozens of channels. It has to be something positive. It has to be something that does inspire and motivate me, because I don't have time to just watch hour upon hour upon hour of YouTube. And also, when you're blind, I can't be dealing with lots of YouTube channels coming up on my screen and me having to go through it with a speech system on my finger and missing out, and it just gets awkward. So if I subscribe to somebody, it's because I seriously want to watch them, and I am subscribed to a good number of people. But on recommendation, I have subscribed to Big Fella Does Slimming World, and I like the results he's getting. I like the way he works the plan. I like his positive ways. I love his sense of humour. Alex. But there's just something about him. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know how old he is. Don't know what he does for a living. That's all irrelevant. It's how he works his plan. And I watch Slimming World vloggers to see how to work this plan. So he's the latest person that I've subscribed to, and I am enjoying his videos. Yeah, Joe?
Okay. What? Number 8? Oh no, sorry, number 7. Best non-slimming world memory of 2017.
I've got 2. One's really important, and the other one was a nice little thing that happened. So I'm going to do the nice little thing that happened first. It's not really important, but it was sweet at the time. I was in a card shop. I think it was it Card Factory, where we went just before Christmas? We were buying family Christmas cards, weren't we? I think it was Card Factory or something like that. It was one of the card shops in our big Victoria shopping centre. And Joe went off to get a Christmas card for his dad. So I stood to one side waiting for him because it was quite crammed, the shop. And a woman, probably 8 feet to my left, said to another woman, "It is her, you know. It is her." And I mean, you just hear people say things like that. The other woman went, "You're right, it is. But God, she looks smaller than she does on YouTube." And then I realised they were talking about me. And part of me, if I would have been sighted, I would have gone over to them and said hi. But I was waiting for them to approach me because I can't see, I can't easily do something like that. They didn't approach me, they went to the till after they'd talked about me. But I have to say, and I don't say this to be big-headed, it was just a lovely thing to happen to you. And what was the really lovely bit was when she said, she looks smaller than she does on YouTube. And that, yeah, because don't they say the camera makes you look £10 heavier? So that was really sweet. It made my day. And when we came out of the shop, I told Joe about it, and you laughed, didn't you? But it was just a really sweet thing to happen. And it may never happen again. I may never ever get recognised again, but it happened once and it was really nice. And the other one is much more serious. This day last year, Joe was quite ill, and we had to go to the doctor, and the doctor immediately said, I want to do an emergency referral to this particular clinic. And within days we were in a major hospital, and this isn't easy to talk about, and I don't want to embarrass myself because the outcome's good, but we were within days we were in a really big hospital, and seeing a really nice man. My happiest memory of 2018 was when they said Joe doesn't have leukemia. I felt like I'd won the lottery. And Joe sat there and he went, who said I did? kind of thing. He didn't realise the seriousness of all the tests and things they were doing, because you don't want to stress somebody out, do you? But yeah, that was the best thing that happened to me last year. And he's getting better, he's doing good. So I'm very, very grateful for that. Next one.
Number 8, what are you most looking forward to in 2018?
Is this one about the challenge?
Yeah.
Over the last few months, I've been thinking, I did the zip wire challenge, which was real fun on my 60th birthday, because I'm terrified of heights. I can't jump off a curb. Now, take into account, I can't see the drop, but common sense tells me in my head the drop is not going to be much more than 6 inches off a curb. But if you said, I'll give you £100, Jane, if you jump off that curb, because I can't see it, I can't do it. And it sounds ridiculous, but I'm useless at things like that. So to do the zip wire challenge from the top of the floodlights at Trentbridge Cricket Ground, for me, was a really big thing, and I loved it. And then somebody told us about one in Wales, I think it's in Snowdonia, where you do a zip wire challenge and it's a couple of miles. That sounds really good. I'm quite thinking I might like to do that. And then somebody else kind of loosely mentioned wing walking on an aeroplane, or maybe jumping out of an aeroplane. Now, one of my best friends did this. When she lost weight initially, she did a skydive thing to raise money for the blind, and she raised a lot of money. It was a brilliant thing. We went to watch it, didn't we, Joe?
Yeah.
And she comes out this aeroplane fastened to this gorgeous Australian shouting, Geronimo! And it makes me shiver to think about it. And I'm not sure whether I actually fancy being fastened to the gorgeous Australian or whether I fancy jumping out the aeroplane. But I want to find a challenge. It might not be something as big as this year, but just something that's a challenge. I've done car driving as a blind person to raise money for the blind. I don't want to do something to raise money, particularly for a charity. It's not necessarily about that. It's something to challenge me. Just something to challenge myself. It might even be just something as simple as going to Alton Towers and going on the big rides that I couldn't go on when I was really big. I don't know yet, but to find a challenge and do it. Yeah.
How has Slimming World influenced you in 2017? Sorry, this is number 9.
Okay. It's given me passion, a real passion for the plan. Because it is a lifestyle that people can live and lose weight. It is not a diet. It's not an on it, off it plan. It's a lifestyle. And once you actually get into it, and I believe I have now after nearly 3 years, it's my 3rd Christmas at Target. Once you actually get into it and you start to believe in yourself and you start to put your faith in the plan, it changes your life. And I'm so passionate about it. I'm more passionate about Slimming World than I have been about anything in years. And it's given me a passion that I want to share it. I'd quite happily go and speak to any group or any church meeting or any women's meeting or any Slimming World group. I'd quite happily go today and stand up in front of anybody and tell my story and why. So yeah, it's given me a big passion. And finally, Joe?
What are your plans, goals and aspirations for 2018?
Did I write anything in there?
To be more of a minimalist.
Oh yeah. My passion, my second passion in life, excuse me, I've got itchy nose. My second passion in life is minimalism, and I've been working on this now for about 18 months, and it's quite changed my way of living. And it's enabled me to let go of a lot of baggage, emotional, physical, spiritual baggage, as well as clothes that were too big for me, shoes that are now too big for me. I used to have 26 handbags, I now have 4. It's enabled me to kind of feel safe without possessing stuff and lots of stuff. My only real passion now for stuff is clothes, but I think that's because it's still a novelty. And there's something in minimalism that really, really turns me on, and it says to live as a minimalist is to learn to let me start again. To live as a minimalist is to learn to use things and love people. And if I look back over my life, I used to do the opposite. I used to love things and use people. So that's where those are my aspirations for 2018. That's where I want to go. I want to be more of a minimalist and find contentment in my life. And I think we've done it.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it? Right, we'll say bye-bye and we'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Take care, everybody. Thanks, Tess. Thanks, Katy Jayne. Oh, and if I was to tag anybody, I'd do what Tess did and tag the 2 vloggers I mentioned, so Bridget Slimmers and Rebecca Shaw. If you feel like it, have a go. Thanks a lot. Bye.